Okay, so first of all, I met Maria a few months ago, and she newly came from Russia. So, okay, Maria. First of all, when did you move to Lithuania and where did you move from?
I moved to Lithuania in February 2020, and I'm from Russia originally.
Okay, so it wasn't a very long trip, right?
Like 1 hour, maybe a
Yeah.
bit more.
Okay, okay. Well, we have a very similar cultural context and in general many things in common, those two countries, because it's still kind of the same region. So I wouldn't say that we had a lot of cultural differences or some kind of language barriers, because I lived in foreign countries for a couple of years, so I feel very comfortable talking in English to other people. So I believe it was pretty easy, and I already got used to talking to foreigners in my own country and in this cultural context. So I believe there were not many obstacles. And I think that she felt very comfortable from day one, because, well, uh, many people here speak either English or Russian, so it's not very complicated to get what you need and to get by in this country, I think. How easy was it to adapt to Lithuanian context, to local culture?
It was not hard for sure because those our countries are quite similar, and a lot of people speak Russian. I guess everybody who is older than 35 speak like fluently. So if you know English and Russian, you are like very good.
Okay, so it wasn't difficult and you
Not at
found a
all.
lot of similarities actually.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I believe there were not many like major differences, like with people from countries far away. But yeah, I see some cultural differences, maybe in the way we communicate sometimes, in topics that we talk about. Probably some topics are not the ones I would talk about with locals. Uh, but well, it's pretty easy to communicate with all the neighboring people from neighboring countries. I lived in Asia for a bit, and the cultural context was so different that they don't get your jokes, or they you can just you don't just really understand some of the things. But in this context of two countries from the same region, actually there are not that many major differences considering culture. But I believe we're gonna soon go to Lithuanian restaurants, so maybe we will see some big cultural differences. And what were the main cultural differences that you came across in this new environment?
To me, in Lithuania, everything is much slower, and everybody are slower as well. It's like when you need to get anything, you just need to wait more. In restaurants, in delivery, like everything is much slower.
Do you think that it's because of the cultural reasons, or is that because, well, you lived in the huge city of Moscow and now you live in a way smaller city?
Maybe because of that, but it's hard to say why exactly. How did your social life change?
You know, when you meet foreigners in your home country, you want to show them around, you want to tell them a little bit of history, a little bit of cultural things of the country. You want to go to some places you actually been when you were a teenager with a field trip or something. So I believe there were some of the changes when I met her, that we did some things I haven't done in a while, and visited some places that I visited quite some time ago, and looking for some interesting cultural things that I can show her and show, well, how interesting this country is. Probably that's how it changed a little bit. And how, in general, your social life changed
I
when
had
you came here several months ago?
I came right before the quarantine, So for me, it was kind of super weird since I was locked in my apartment and I had absolutely no social life. But now it's getting better, and I start to know much more people. Yeah, it's getting better.
Is it easy to meet new people and make new friends in Lithuania?
It's not that hard, but to judge, you need to compare to. You have to go through the same experience in different countries, in other countries, to say exactly. So I don't know. It was okay.
Hmm. Did you feel lonely at first?
I did not, because I've never talked with my friends that much over the phone. Never
Okay,
again.
okay. Do you think that you would have a very different experience if not coronavirus?
For sure. For sure.
Okay, okay. How do you make yourself more at home in Lithuania
It's a
or
good
more
question.
welcome?
Um, it's a very hard question. I I cannot say that I feel not welcome,
Mhm.
but there was just one time when I did feel this way. But in general, I didn't meet any people who were um, intolerant or uh, like aggressive towards
Mhm.
me. So it's fine. I feel like not at home, but very close to it.
Do you think that if you will live in Lithuania for a long time, you will need to start learning Lithuanian eventually, or you can get along with these two languages?
I think I can get along with just two languages.